Lions TV, this is your pre-match prediction for tomorrow's away trip to West Bromwich Albion. Over 2,200 Millwall fans will descend on the Hawthorns in search of our first away league win of the season. And do you know what? I've got a funny little feeling that we might just get it. Let's take a look at the 11 that will start the match. Your guess is as good as mine. This is not going to be easy to call. I think it's going to be Ben Amos in goal, Conor McLaughlin at right back, James Meredith left back, Jake Cooper with Byron Webster alongside him. Right midfield, Jed Wallace. Left midfield, Aidan O'Brien. Central midfield, Sean Williams and Ryan Leonard. And up front, Steve Morrison and Lee Gregory. I just think that's going to be the team. I know Wednesday hasn't worked out against QPR. But listen, historically, Harris doesn't like to change things. We had this Tony Craig saga where people couldn't believe Craig was playing every week. Then we had, the Archer thing where people couldn't believe Archer kept his place. And now I think we're going to get the same thing with O'Brien and Morrison. In defence against O'Brien, he's been doing very well. And I think that Jed's been playing a lot worse than Aidan on the other wing. Yeah, it's not been Jed's season so far. I know he scored against Leeds, but from what I saw the other night, I don't want to dwell on QPR because it's done and dusted now, but Jed was terrible. And I think, really, if anyone should be dropped out, it should be Jed and not Aidan. I just think the manager's going to stick with it. Well, not stick with it because Bradshaw started the other night. And although we didn't create a lot more when Morrison come on, he upped the intensity and he brought back to life what seemed to be our team. I think a massive problem for us at the minute is that we're primarily not as good as other teams. Technically, we haven't been last season, we know that. But what we've got that other teams haven't is we've got the extra 10% where everyone wants to fight for each other and the manager. And I'm starting to think that Harris has lost that a little bit, and I think that's why we've tailed off. And now we're relying on ability alone. It's not enough. But yeah, listen, is that the 11 that I would pick? No. I think Webster will come in. I think he should come in. I don't know why he hasn't been. I mean, obviously he's fit now, surely. I'd love to see Webster back in the side, and I think Harris will put him in front of Murray Wallace. I would love to see Dave Martin get a run, or recall Tom King, because no disrespect to anyone, but you might as well just double Jordan Archer's wages, because Ben Amos is exactly the same. Ben Amos makes 4 good saves and then lets in 2 howlers, and it just seems to be like they've morphed into the same person. For the people saying that Ben Amos had a good game, Ben Amos is there to do a job. If you're a painter and decorator, you go in and paint a wall. It don't make you a fantastic painter and decorator. That's your job. You saved the ball. That is job 1. By the time Amos made 1 good save before they scored, then he drops 2 howlers in the net. The second one deflects, but the place just comes off. It goes straight at him. Ben Amos did not have a good game. He cost us directly 2 goals. And Dave Martin, for me, now deserves his chance. So yeah, I'll probably start Dave Martin in goal, if I'm honest. Then left midfield, I would give Aidan a rest, although he's been very good. I think you need to play Jed, even though he hasn't been up to scratch. He's creative, inventive, and he's one of the very few players on our side who's got pace. So Jed has to start for me. And listen, we know what he's capable of. He'll bounce back. He's just going through a bad spell. And for those saying his heart's not in it, I don't agree with that. I completely disagree. I think Jed wants to play for Mill. I just don't think he's getting the rub of the green at times at the minute. And then up front, this is the massive pickle, because I don't know what to do now. We don't need to change our clientele, we need to change our tactics, because you could have Lionel Messi up front for us at the minute, and if you're not getting any service, you can't score goals. We need to start changing the way we play, unfortunately. Second season syndrome is absolutely, it's like a steam train in the face, and we are getting sussed out by teams. So we need to change the way we play. For me, Bradshaw coming off half-time was a joke. I mean, that showed to me, and say I'm very much pro Harris, but that showed to me that Harris is having a panic up and he doesn't know what to do. You can't put on your record sign and take him off 45 minutes later. It's just stupid. So I don't know what to suggest up front Saturday. Bradshaw's going to be unhappy with that, I would have thought. I suggest. I don't know what to think. You've either got to play Morrison and play the long ball, or play Elliott and play the long ball, or you've got to change the way you play completely, which is very difficult to do at this stage of the season, and try and get Scalak and Jed down the wings, maybe bring Marlon in and have him overlapping with Meredith and get plenty of balls into the box from out wide for Gregory and Bradshaw to attack. But we are banging the shit in a minute, honestly. I don't know what... We will be fine, I think. I think we'll get out of this, no problem. but we're not on the best of runs, and that happened at points during the season. It happened at this point last season. And then don't forget, when we won one away game at Christmas against Leeds, or just after Christmas I think it was, we went on a run. So we do need to find our best 11, we do need to find a settled 11, but yeah, it's not going to be easy tomorrow at the Hawthorns. Moving on to the opposition, West Bromwich Albion, managed by Darren Moore. Of course, obviously, they was relegated last season from the Premier League, and they will think of themselves as a Premier League club, with a Premier League structure, so they'll be looking to bounce back at the first attempt. I have to agree with them, they've been in the Premier League for a long, long time, and they nearly got out of it last year, didn't they? They went on an unbelievable run towards the end. I think they won away at Man United. They got so many good results, and what they've done in Darren Moore is they stumbled across a very good manager, a very good young English manager, because they've had the Pardew's of this world, they've had all the clowns, and it was a managerial merry-go-round at West Brom last season. And what they've done is in bringing in interim Darren Moore, he showed what he can do. He's now got the job, and it seems they've stumbled across a very, very good manager. They didn't start the season like a house on fire, but just our luck, they've turned it right around. They have scored 13 goals in their last 3 home games. One of those results was a 7-1 win over QPR, who beat us on Wednesday. And last time out, they smashed 4 past Bristol City at home in a 4-2 win. The one to watch for them is going to be Jay Rodriguez. Remember that guy? He's been around for absolutely years. I just got visions of him being at Southampton with Adam Lallana as youngsters, and Lallana went on. Unfortunately for Rodriguez, he had a lot of long-term injuries, but he signed for West Bromwich Albion in 2017 for £13 million, and he has scored 5 of those aforementioned 13 goals this season, and he'll be the one to watch and keep quiet this Saturday at the Hawthorns. This is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. Despite everything, despite the form, despite the fact that we've been shit, it's typical Millwall. We're going to go there and win tomorrow by 2-1, with Jed Wallace and big fucking Byron up from the back to get our goals. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds ludicrous, but this is exactly the type of game that we'll go and win, and I've just got a funny feeling it will happen tomorrow. So that is your lot for this pre-match prediction. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. A lot of Millwall fans travelling, a lot of noise to be made, and hopefully we will bring back the 3 points to Bermondsey and get our season back on track. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.